Well, it's a damn good thing the ZPD doesn't require its officers to wear body cams. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, for those of you who watched my video on the Santa Claus, you're probably guessing that I'm back to ruin more of your childhood. And you'd be absolutely right. But before we get into why Judy Hopps is the dirtiest of dirty cops, I want to preface all of this by saying that I do love Zootopia. In fact, it's only because this movie is so good that I'm able to poke fun at it like this. So, let's have no hurt feelings, and everyone take everything in the manner in which it was intended. It is all just jokes. Judy Hopps is walking proof that pretty privilege exists, at least as far as the audience is concerned. Because if she was walking around doing her thing looking like Walter and Jesse, ain't nobody putting up with her BS. As it stands, she's arrogant, entitled, insubordinate, and a little racist. But she gets away with it because of her big eyes and cute nose. Let me tell you something about Judy Hopps, okay? She is the worst. The first thing she does on her first day as an officer is strap a can of mace to her belt specifically designed to work against foxes. Which means that she struts into the ZPD headquarters trumpeting loud and clear that she has pre-existing prejudices. Which, it's just not a good look for a cop. And then, with that little item on her belt, she has the balls to lecture the sweetest man on the ZPD about how calling someone cute is stereotyping language. From there, completely oblivious to how awful she is, she rolls into the briefing room and just glosses over the fact that every single animal in that room outweighs her by 200 pounds, at the minimum. Look at how these people are staring at her. If I'm them, I don't care that she's a bunny. I care that she couldn't control a suspect if her life depended on it. I'm thinking, if I get paired with her, I might as well be working alone. After the briefing, in which she completely justifiably is put on parking duty, not just as a bunny, but as a rookie on her first day of work, she struts up to her boss, the chief of police, and drops this little line.
You probably forgot, but I was top of my class at the academy.
If you or I ever did something like that, assuming we weren't fired on the spot, we'd be stuck doing evidence inventory in the dankest, darkest lockup for the rest of our careers.
Sheer fucking hubris.
Maybe take the day to ease into the job, Jude the dude. Maybe get all the onboarding stuff done, like getting put into the damned computer system.
You're not in the computer system yet, so resources, none.
Plus, and I know she's technically correct,
The best kind of correct.
but what kind of dillhole makes it their mission in life to write 200 parking tickets before noon? Assuming she actually hits the streets at 8 o'clock, that's 50 tickets an hour.
My mommy says she wishes you were dead.
And in the midst of all of this, we get Judy's first major interaction with the civilian population she's supposed to be protecting. Enter Nicholas Wilde. Now, we've already established that Judy's prejudices run much deeper than any psych eval should have reasonably let her get away with. But what is the first thing she does upon seeing
A real articulate fella.
trying to buy some ice cream for his kid? She pops the clasp on her little can of fox mace, which I'm pretty sure is the Zootopian equivalent of going for your gun. At the very least, she has a moment of clarity in that she chastises herself for being such a bigot. But then it gets immediately wiped away when she actuallys her way into ignoring a serious and frankly disgusting health code violation to assuage her liberal guilt.
I'm a loser.
I don't know about you guys, but if I see that a side helping of snot is getting served with every scoop of ice cream, I'm shutting that place down. And then, on top of all of this, she tries to railroad Nick into an arrest because he got one over on her and her fragile ego can't handle it. Just the worst. Later on, we see Judy doing the perfectly legal job to which she was assigned, and justifiably so, when she comes across a simple case of petty theft. Does she request backup? Does she call it in? Does she take a report? No! She takes off like the renegade cop that she is, jeopardizing the lives of potentially hundreds of Zootopian citizens and leaving entire residential buildings without water or power. Yes, I know the buildings are small and it would cost like $12 in materials to repair, But these would be locally hired government contractors. They get there when they get there. And what kills me about this whole sequence is that all she had to do was establish a perimeter around the already established perimeter of Little Rodentia. If a pursuit becomes too dangerous, you call it off and try to track your perpetrator some other way. You don't go stomping through Mousetown with your big-ass bunny feet just so you can feed the adrenaline addiction you so clearly have. And then she pulls this little stunt afterward, mistreating the suspect in her custody. She is a walking lawsuit, and if I'm Duke, I'm suing the shit out of the ZPD. Now, I'm going to gloss over the incredibly ableist manner in which she deals with the personnel at the DMV, because if I don't, this video would be another 10 minutes long. Suffice to say that her bigotry is once again on full display as she refuses to treat Zootopian citizens and her fellow city employees with the respect that they deserve. In fact, I'm pretty sure Flash treats her the way he does just to teach her a lesson. I know I would. And let's not forget that all of this is after Judy blackmails Nick into becoming a confidential informant for the ZPD. Our next little foray into Judy's life of crime comes when she entraps her CI by tossing evidence over a fence for him to go collect. She has no warrant, which Nick points out, funnily enough. She has no authority, her superiors have no idea where she is, and she casually commits a B&E thinking it'll hold up in court. Probable cause only extends so far, and I'm pretty sure tricking your CI into breaking the law doesn't fall under that purview. And now we come to the cherry on top of our little sundae of crime and villainy. Judy Hopps is mob affiliated, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's all fun and games and cute.
Aww.
Because he's a shrew and he's tiny. But let's not forget he was about to kill Nick and Judy before his daughter, who Judy saved from a problem of her own making, stepped in to save them. And then, later on, Judy, respectable citizen that she is, leverages her mob connection by standing idly by as Mr. Big threatens someone else with the very same punishment. Forget the worst. Judy Hopps is a monster. The final point I'd like to make is that for the entire third act of this movie, Judy Hopps is nothing more than an average citizen. She has no authority to conduct any kind of investigation. Yet despite this, she blows up a sizable chunk of the town's transit system and endangers the lives of dozens more of Zootopia's citizens. She is so concerned with being right and proving everyone else wrong that she breaks every law in the book, using the lives of others as currency, which she carelessly spends in an effort to reach the finish line. She's vindictive, she's bigoted, and she is so convinced of her own moral, ethical, and intellectual superiority that she can't see past her own nose, cute though it might be.
Aww.
And all of this plays right into Bellwether's hands, who would have seen Judy killed and Nick jailed for her murder if it wasn't for Nick's quick thinking and pulling the old switcheroo. As I said at the beginning of this video, I do love this movie. I love it so much that I've watched it enough times to actually form these relatively cogent opinions about it. It's beautifully animated, wonderfully voice acted, and expertly written, and it's miles better than whatever the hell Zootopia 2 brought to the table. I'm serious, the first thing I noticed as I watched the second one was how much better this looked compared to it. And then the plot devolved from cop procedural into some kind of Sly Cooper adventure to uncover the secrets of the past. I don't know, it was worse on every level. But regardless of that whole debate, if you're watching Zootopia for the first time or just rewatching it like me, I hope my comments pop into your head and give you a little chuckle. Anyway, that's all I've got for you this time, so if you could do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe buttons, I'd really appreciate it. Every little bit really helps me out. Also, head down to the comments and let me know if there's anything you guys would like me to cover in the future. And while you're at it, go ahead and take a look at the other videos on my channel, or maybe hit up my website to see my blog and check out my books on Amazon. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.